Hello, my name is Wesley Moss. I've been an assistant athletic trainer at University of Texas at San Antonio. This is a video demonstrating the core program used by the University of Texas at San Antonio sports medicine program. The exercise used in these videos have either been developed by UTSA sports medicine staff over the course of their careers and where we've been. For example, many of these exercises were learned during my time with the Denver Broncos when I was a certified intern. So thank you to Steve Antonopoulos and his staff at that time. Our program at UTSA is divided into 4 different muscle groups. We have a muscle group for the transverse abdominis, one for lower abs, one for oblique and rectus abdominis together, and one for glutes and extensors together. Each day an athlete comes in, performs the core ball warm-up, then chooses one exercise from each muscle group. This group of exercises is to be performed. We usually put them on it minimum 3, possibly 4 times a week. The core ball warm-up consists of 4 exercises done for 1 minute without rest. The first minute, the position is athlete seated over the middle of the ball. Flex the transverse, lift the feet up off the ground in seated position. Try to remain with feet off the ground for as long as you can throughout that minute. Second position of the core ball warm-up. The ball will be in the small of the athlete's back. Lift the feet up. They can assist with their hands, or when they get good, they could take the hands off the ball while remaining in the reclined position. Object is to stay off the ground for as long as you can throughout that minute. The third position of the core ball warm-up involves the athlete laying over the ball, keeping hands and feet off the ground for as long as they can throughout the minute. The fourth position of the core ball warm-up involves the athlete balancing on the core ball on their knees. So dead bugs. Key points to look for: doing a posterior pelvic tilt, flexing the transverse, full extension of arm and leg on the opposite side. Dead bugs can be progressed to a foam roller. Same 3 key points: transverse flex, so posterior pelvic tilt, flex the transverse, extend opposite arm, opposite leg in a controlled fashion, going back to starting position. Pilates roll up down, starting position from the top, hands crossed over the chest, keep your heels down, flex the transverse, slow recline. Each rep should take a minimum of 5 seconds to complete. Ab roller, starting position from knees, posterior pelvic tilt, flex the transverse, keep the back straight, full extension without arching your back, coming back to starting position, crunch at the end. Again. Planks, butt down, posterior pelvic tilt, flat back, maintain stability with a leg extension. At the top of the leg extension, fire the glutes. This can be progressed to a Bosu ball or a core ball. So core ball walkouts. First thing, you're going to flex the transverse, maintain a flat back, extend position, do 3 push-ups, return back, starting position. Bilateral leg lowering. Starting position, both feet up. Flex the transverse to keep your back flat against the table. Extend the legs slowly. Each rep should take approximately 7 seconds. There are 2 variations of scissors. First one are Pfeiffer scissors. Starting position, leg split, fighting to get full hamstring extension, while keeping the back flat and flexing the transverse, alternating leg position. The second variation of scissors are done with a core ball and rotating between the legs. Flex the transverse to keep your low back flat against the table. Head stays flat against the table with straight legs, rotating the ball in between your legs. Hip rock and raise. Legs are placed in a diamond position. You roll hips up to 90 degrees, then take the feet toward the sky. Keep the diamond position throughout the entire movement. Knee ups. Start in push-up position with feet on the core ball. Maintain flat back with butt down. Bring knees up to the chest. Keep butt stationary throughout the movement. Avoid arching low back. Super V-ups. Start with flat back, ball between the hands. You're going to bring the ball to the feet, maintain a flat back throughout, and bring the ball back to your hands. Suitcases. Starting position, hugging the knees. Open the arms, extend the knees, come back to knee hugging position. Lateral rotations seated on the core ball. You're going to start by sitting on the core ball with your knees and hips at 90 degrees. Flex your transverse, and with straight arms you're going to rotate the trunk. You're going to avoid moving the chin. Lateral rotations can be progressed with a walkout. Oblique V-ups. Starting position is side lying with hips aligned. Going to move legs into 30 degrees of flexion. You're going to bring your elbow to your knee, meet in the middle. Bosu three-way crunches. Starting position with the Bosu ball on the small of the back in full extension, reaching straight up over the head to 3 different directions. Avoid reaching out in front of the body. Lateral core ball lifts. Starting position, side lying with elbow supporting the head. Keep hips aligned over one another. Flex the transverse, and with straight legs, lift the ball 6 inches off the table. Bosu right leg, left leg crunches. Starting position with Bosu ball in the small of the back, either right or left leg extended with opposite leg being supported only by the heel. Reach straight up to the ceiling while maintaining legs at even height, keeping knees straight. Wings. Starting position with butt centered on Bosu ball. Lift legs and balance while rotating and tapping the medicine ball on each side of the ball. Overhead toss with core ball. Start with core ball and small of the back. Hips and knees at 90 degrees. Catch ball above the head and fully extend while keeping the core ball stationary. Come back up. Toss ball with straight arms back. Oblique rises on elbow. Start in a side plank position with elbow on the edge of the table. Keep hips aligned over each other. Perform an oblique dip and return to side plank position. Wall hip abduction. You want to focus on doing a posterior pelvic tilt in order to flatten the back against the wall. Maintain leg extension by pressing heel against the wall. Abduct the hip. Maintain leg extension throughout motion. Hold for a 1 count. Keeping transverse abdominis flexed the entire time. Bridges. Bridges can be progressed into 3 separate workouts. First bridge or the basic bridge. Begin by doing a posterior pelvic tilt. Flex the transverse. Shoot the hips up to the sky. Hold it. And on the way down, you scoop the spine so that way each segment of the lumbar comes down separately. Core link bridges. Perform a posterior pelvic tilt. Flex the transverse. Use the bands to assist in bridging motion while keeping transverse flexed. Right leg, left leg bridges. Perform a posterior pelvic tilt. Flex the transverse. Flex the glutes while you shoot your hips up to the sky. Keep tension in the hip flexors as you extend one leg at a time. Alternate legs while keeping hip level equal. Arabesques. Beginning position, shaping your body into an L. Flex the transverse to keep the low back straight. Keep your shoulders straight. Perform a straight leg extension without rolling your hips. The leg should be taken back as far as possible without the hips rolling. Emphasize a glute contraction at the top of the extension. Quad combo with core ball. Lay with stomach over the core ball. Flex the transverse. Extend opposite arm and opposite leg. Hold for 1 second. Try to keep opposite limbs from moving. Bridge and scoop. Begin with heels on Bosu ball with hips and knees positioned at 90 degrees. Perform a posterior pelvic tilt. Extend hips into lock position. Flex the glutes. Hold for 5 seconds. On the way down, scoop your low back so that each vertebrae comes down in order. Russian twist with core ball. Lay with core ball between shoulder blades. Flex the glutes and lock out the hips. Without breaking hips, rotate with medicine ball to each side. Patient should go as far over with the ball as possible without breaking the hips. Extensions over the core ball. Keep your feet flat against the wall. Keep your straight legs. Hold medicine ball above the head. Perform low back extension while keeping legs straight.